Yes, welcome viewers today to Duol podcast. We are happy to be here today because we have a special visitor who is going to talk about a ray of hope. He's going to give an example of his personal experience in life that would help so many people out there. Now, Dual Podcast is a forum that invites a variety of people here from different sectors and different professions to share their experience on something that affects somebody in society. Now, I am Dr. Margaret Makanyengo or Dr. Maggie. I also have an art name, Auntie Maggie, but that's for another day. So today I'm going to introduce a special person. He's going to talk more about himself. Karibu, karibu.
Asante sana. I'm happy
So,
to be here. It's my
welcome.
pleasure. Yes. My name is Etemesi Ochola. Professionally, I'm a microbiologist with pursuing a master's in virology, medical virology. I'm married. I'm born again. I love Jesus Christ as my personal savior. So in that line, Jesus called me to be a pastor. Yeah. So I've ministered for now 16 years. Yes.
15?
16.
16 years.
Yeah.
Wow, you
Yeah.
should share about your experience
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Hmm.
And I'm happy to be in that space because that space where it has been changing, transforming. At first, I was just a general pastor, but now I'm specific where God is calling me to, yeah, the kind of people that He has called me to minister to. So I'm glad about that. Yes.
You never know, Etemesi, this could be just one of the areas that God is calling you to
True.
minister to viewers.
True.
Yes.
I'm glad to be in the era of digital space. That even the hope that God has given to me, I'm able now to tell it to the whole world, to tell it to people around the world, to tell it to you who is at home. Yes, and I'm glad.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mhm.
So the topic today is about you. Was it a ray of hope?
Yes, it's a ray of hope, but through diary. I've called it diary of
A
hope.
diary of hope. Okay,
Yes.
tell us about what inspired you to come up with that.
Diary of Hope. I grew up seeing my age mates at around when you're around teenagers. People used to love to write their occurrence of the day, or how their day was. I remember my sister, who is bigger than me. She used to write everything, every detail of her life in a
Mm-hmm.
diary. If someone yeah, she had rubbed off someone on a bad way,
Mm-hmm.
she would write it down. She'd write it down. So I started now. I started thinking, let me write down my story. Though my story has more of the values, but these values leads to the places of hope.
You're talking of valleys.
Valleys,
Okay.
trenches,
Uh-huh.
painful moments.
Mm.
If I can share, I was born in Nairobi here, and the time I was born, I was a very chubby and a healthy child. But around 7 years, my health started deteriorating.
Mhm.
I started becoming sickly. I remember clearly, vividly, like it was yesterday. My hand, this right hand, was aching. This right hand had issues. One, because when I was one year old, we used to live in a one room house in Dandora. Dandora
Okay.
is some a suburbs in Nairobi,
Mhm.
a slums area in Nairobi. So where we lived, there was no the toilets were outside. So my mom used to wake me up at around the time that she'll prepare to go to work, so that I can go
Mhm.
and urine, so that I don't urinate on the
On the
bed.
bed. Uh-huh.
So at that time, I woke up and I was so sleepy, so I was not seeing properly. So I found myself inside boiling water of tea because she was preparing tea to take that morning for breakfast. So I found my hand went all of it to, and she panicked, and I went to the hospital. She took me to Kenyatta, and also that hand, 7 years later, started now aching, started having pain. So we thought, maybe it was because of the burn. But
Okay, let me just get something. You found yourself in a hot
Yes, I
A pan
slipped.
full of what? Is it
Yes,
you slipped and fell?
I slipped and fell
Okay,
inside.
by
Yes,
accident?
by accident because I was a bit I was just been woken up, so I was a bit sleepy.
Yes,
So even my coordination was not properly. So when I stepped out of the bed,
yes.
remember I told you it was a one room. So for those
Okay.
people who are in a source container, there's a
Yeah,
kitchen. You wonder
it's a
how
challenge.
comes were you sleeping in the kitchen? No, no, to the kitchen, bedroom, everything
Everything
I
in
said
that
place.
one room.
Yes.
Hmm.
So when I entered that, when that happened, 7 years later, my aunt started aching again. I don't remember. By the way, I don't remember because I was 1 year old. Doctor will tell you there's some memory that the brain shuts off, so that if it was a painful experience. So I can't remember. So that's a story I've been told. But now, this when I was 7 years old, I remember quite clearly. I started having my arm started paining and all that. So went to the referral hospital in Nairobi, and they could not uh, clearly tell what was it because the test, what they were suspecting it to be, they didn't have the testing kit,
Okay.
so they had to send us in Kisumu, in Nairobi, in Mombasa, sorry.
Mhm.
So went to Mombasa, and I was diagnosed with sickle cell anemia.
You were diagnosed
It's sickle cell anemia.
with diagnosed, sorry.
Yeah, diagnosed.
Diagnosed
Yeah,
with sickle cell
anemia.
anemia.
Yeah, sickle cell anemia.
That's quite a heavy diagnosis.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell us more about what it meant,
Uh,
what it was.
at that time, when they found out that I had sickle cell anemia, they told my mom that the reality on the ground, that this boy will not live for long, he will not see his tenth. But I was 7 years old at that
Yeah.
time, so they told me I will not see my 10th year
Mm.
birthday. Uh, but my mom was hopeful. Why? Because my cousin, who was the same age mate,
Mm-hmm.
was diagnosed with it at around 8 months. So we were two of us. So and the way she was growing up, she was growing out healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom was hopeful.
Okay.
My mom was born again. She's
Mm.
still born again. So
Mm.
she was so hopeful. She knew
Mm.
that. So she did not, when she was giving me the message, she did not hid it from me. She told me upfront when we were coming from the hospital, you have this sickle cell anemia. It's a blood condition. Damu yako, my red blood cells is not normal round. It is crescent like a moon,
Mm-hmm.
shape of a crescent moon. So what that means is that when it travels in the body, it blocks the veins and the arteries. So the oxygen which it carries, it does not reach where it is intended to go. So when it does like that, you will feel pain,
Severe pain.
severe pain.
And yeah, no, a lot of sicklers, they suffer a lot because when the
Yes.
pain comes, and it seems like it comes during cold
The
season or
cold
different
season. At
season.
that time, I was in Nairobi, so I had we didn't know the trigger. Since
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the disease, but now I started to know that the disease was triggered by cold.
Yeah.
And
So for viewers, that sickle cell disease, that's some information that the
yes,
cold weather sometimes triggers,
trigger
or
exactly.
stress triggers a painful crisis, a sickle
Exactly.
cell crisis.
Traffic
Yeah.
crisis. That one of the now coming to Nairobi now started to live with it. I
Mm-hmm.
remember I used to to go to school in a very good school. It's a city council school called Tomboya Primary in Dandora.
Mm-hmm.
And at Tomboya Primary, where I started my pre-primary to the primary school, now the lower the lower school.
Mm-hmm.
We used to wear shorts,
Mm-hmm.
and during the cold season, the shot will enable it trigger will be a trigger to because the cold now will enter my
Oh,
body
okay.
and it'll be a trigger to the painful episode.
Mm.
So that time I used to get crisis often. My mom used to work
Oh,
late. She was
yes.
used to work to the government. She was a civil servant.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just alone, the two of us. And she would leave me at home. And she would leave me to go to school. But in the evening at 3 at 4 p.m. I'll come out of school not feeling well.
Okay.
I'll be at alone
Mm.
waiting for her to come.
Mm.
I will be in excruciating pain. I'll
Mm.
be crying, and only
Oh
neighbors
my.
who are hearing my voice.
Mm.
Others will come and try
Mm.
their traditional ways to soothe. Because those days,
Mm.
people didn't understand what was going on. Even
Okay.
management of it was not
Mm-hmm.
clearly known.
Mm.
So others resorted to pray. Others resorted to pray to God so that God can take me, so that God can just take me, so that I don't experience
You
this
don't
pain
continue to suffer.
to suffer.
There's something you said earlier that your mom was born again.
Yeah.
What was the significance? Because that's the time you're saying they were saying you'll not live until you're 10 years, but your mom was born again.
Yes.
Her being born again, how do you think it affected
Actually,
your prolonged life beyond the 10 years?
exactly. And actually, the born again is what birthed the hope in me.
Okay.
Because I became a dreamer. My mom used to tell me, God has a plan for you.
Ah.
And every time she used to say that God has a plan for me, I will see myself living beyond what I was experiencing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I became a dreamer at that young age. So what
And she
motivated
was
me,
praying
I was
with
not
it, or?
dwelling more on the death,
Yes.
because death was not part of my of my issue, right? My back pain. No. Me, I just knew it's like you'll have an headache and you'll get well.
So this being born again, she gave you a lot of hope.
A lot
And
of hope.
she was probably praying a lot.
Yes, exactly. She was
And
praying. I used to
so,
see her
viewers,
praying.
this is something that I think a lot of
Mm,
people out there would be encouraged to hear.
yes, yes.
That you need to have hope. You
Need
need
to
to
have
also
hope.
have prayer and believe in God
Yes.
for something bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah, so continue.
Exactly. So I remember, so my experience at the lower primary was very bad. Apart from the cold, there's also the trigger from the corporal punishment at that time. Corporal punishment is when the teachers used to beat us if you are in discipline, if you came late. I was can I say perennial late comer?
You are always
Late.
yes.
Why, I'm coming
Because
from
of
a
the
place
sickness.
of the sickness also. I don't get. I can't run. If I run, it will also trigger the painful
Sickle
episode.
cell crisis.
Yes.
Yeah.
And where we used to stay was a distance. So I used to take. My mom used to tell me, "You will reach school. So don't push it. Don't push it." Yes. So I used to come. And in school when I came late, all the children who came late were being punished. So I was among them. So every time I was being punished, that will be a trigger for pain.
Wow.
So I'll go home again with pain. So my mom now started going to school and now creating awareness to the teachers. She started with the head teacher who informed the other teachers, but now this also developed something else. The teacher hated me. The teachers now,
wow,
they didn't want me to be associated with me in any way because I'll be problem to them.
Okay, I have to ask some questions here. You know, you've said very, very strong points, you know, here that you are suffering, you are sick. The school did not know that you are suffering from a condition.
Yes.
And they used to, in fact, punish you. You talked of being punished.
Yes, being
You will
punished.
be beaten because you are late. I'm just thinking out there are many viewers who not just sickle cell. They have different conditions and are attending school, and they have medical conditions that make them late. And I'm imagining that they're being punished, that they don't understand, and they're being punished in the same way.
And that, let me put it, that
How did that affect
that
you?
plants a seed of fear.
Okay.
Plant a seed of fear, and you'll see later how this fear brought challenges in my life also.
Okay.
Because now fear of authority, fear of going of being wrong. I think that time you are the corporal punishment. People say it's post traumatic.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. 'Cause some people say that they became very good because of corporal punishment. But I've heard of cases where corporal punishment caused more damage
Yes.
to students and
Yes.
children than help.
That help. That help.
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, for me, because the punishment meant it will trigger another pain
Another
that will
pain.
last. Remember the punishment when you're beaten, it will others will get used to it and and the pain will disappear after 10 minutes.
Yes.
But for me, it will trigger another pain.
At the sickle cell crisis.
Exactly.
Which would flare up because of fear.
Exactly. Yeah. And that will be worse. So I started fear. I now became fearful of teachers. So I wanted to please teachers.
Okay.
I wanted to be a teacher's pet.
Yeah.
Whereby now I wanted to know, okay, this teacher, I want to be the friend of this teacher. I will have to do better in my class.
Wow, wow, wow.
So that's where.
And then you went on to say that when finally your mom was doing a good job in creating awareness
Yes.
in the school so that they know that this boy is late because he's sick and he needs to be handled with care, the teachers, instead of taking care of you, started discriminating you. Wow.
True.
How did you,
They started
what
discriminating.
did you experience?
Now teachers, like for example, when you move to another class, you go to a certain teacher, and they all know about you. They know that you are conditioned, and if they do something for you, it be problems to them. So most of them were avoiding me. They were not. They were even telling me upfront, "I don't like you."
Wow.
I remember teacher telling me, "I don't like you. I don't want you in my class. But since you are here, let's work with it. Sit there." So this teacher, let me go to this teacher. This teacher, one day in class, started. She proposed that if you do well in my class, the person will do well. I'll give them 200 shillings.
Wow.
And I looked at that opportunity and I thought, this is an opportunity to, first of all, to please the teacher, but also win the cash. So I went back to the God of my mother.
Okay.
I used to pray in the toilet, actually, the toilet and bathroom.
How old were you by then?
I was in class 5. Class 5 is how old?
Around
Because
those
grade
days.
1 was 7 years at that
So-
time. We used to enter grade 1
5 was
7
about
years,
10, 11.
10, 11. So I started kneeling down in that toilet every time. I didn't want even my mom to know that I was praying. So I tell God, God, if you bless me, if you give me this opportunity to leave this class, I'll give you 10%. Because I knew people in church, they usually give God something.
10%
It was more of a transactional kind of prayer that if you do this to me, I'll give you this. It's like God was wanted my 10%.
Yes.
So I remember I started praying and I started studying also. I prayed, I studied. And lo and behold, I became number one in that class.
Wow.
I became number one in that class. And I was given 200. And automatically the teacher started loving me. Because now, if I'm in their class, the grades are going up, I'm doing good, I'm making him happy, making her proud, sorry. So, yes, and that's why I discovered also God answers prayer. Now I'm writing this diary with you guys.
Wow.
And now,
Can the viewers note?
so
They had given up with him.
yes,
The teachers, when they knew he had a condition and he was sick, they
mhm,
had given up, and some even told him they hate him.
exactly.
But what happened? He goes to the toilet, he goes and prays that if,
My secret place.
the secret place, if he can let him pass that exam, he'll give him 10%.
10%.
And what happened? You are number one.
I was number one.
Wow.
And I maintained that till now, class 7. My health became worse. That time, because the weather, because the condition. Now, we moved from Dandora to around Jogorod. There were civil servant houses there. And those civil servant houses there, but my schooling was still in Dandora. So I used to go by public means at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. very cold. So everything was working against me. So I got a serious infection. I got affected. The sickle. Now, something about, let me create a little bit of awareness about sickle cell. When the sickle blocks the vein, that's why it blocks anywhere. So for me at this time, it blocked my hip joint, and at the hip joint, my leg, I lost my movement. So I started working with crutches. So it became so worse that now my mom was advised to look for a warmer place for me. So she's Luo. Luo are the people from Kisumu. It's very hot, but she was born in Mombasa, so she knew Mombasa very well than Kisumu.
Okay.
So she requested for medical transfer to Mombasa.
So, Etemesi, now you've just come through a tough time there. You excel, you do well, but now the weather
Another
and
tragedy.
to continue affected you
Exactly.
in terms of commuting. I'm thinking we could have a small break because Wow, wow, wow. We really need to internalize this
Yes.
more. And I know
Mm.
there's more to share.
Yes.
So, viewers, we're going to have a short break as we continue this story, this real life story from our brother Etemesi. So, see you in a few minutes. Welcome back, viewers, to Duol Podcast. Um, our special guest, was telling us an interesting story about his journey and the diary of hope. So you can continue.
Yes. So, where where now I'm being transferred to Mombasa,
Mhm.
to a very warmer place.
Mm.
Yeah, because Nairobi now it has become difficult because of the weather and all that. Now, at this point, I am devastated because when I reached Mombasa, the first order of business was be taken to the hospital to look at my leg. Because now I was now limping to the point like my one of my leg is shorter than the other. So I had to go to the orthopedic.
Mm.
Yeah, and I was told that I'll have to use crutches, but also apart from crutches, I'll be going for a weekly. It's called what? Physiotherapy.
Yeah, physio.
Physio. So this was devastating for me because now I'm a teenager. I'm entering my teen years. I don't want to look uncool because I'm working with crutches. I don't want. I want to play like other kids. I can't.
Mhm.
So I was so devastated. My self esteem started going down. Yeah, but my mom is my mom. My mom is a very happy woman and very hopeful.
Mm.
Yeah. First of all, just to shift the story of this diary to this our story kidogo. My mom was she worked in the civil service,
Mhm.
and she was told when you get transferred to Mombasa,
Mhm.
you can go to another department called meteorological department,
Mhm.
because there were rumors that the meteorological department will be made parastatal,
Mm.
and parastatal means more money
Mm.
to them. So she wrote a letter that she wants transferred to be sure she can go to the meteorological department. But unfortunately, she was transferred to district civil aviation. So
Mm.
she cried, and she thought that God has
Mm.
left her, because now district civil aviation, it was known for as a place where there was no money,
Mm.
there was no opportunity for growth. Even the president will never make district civil aviation
Mm.
to be a parastatal.
Mm.
So we were there, uh, struggling economically. I need to go for physiotherapy every week. So it was a
That's
struggle
physio for the hip
for
hip
my hip.
problem,
Yes,
which was a complication of the sickle cell disease.
exactly. I remember even my dad, and now I was introduced to management, my
Mm.
medicine I need
Yeah.
to be taking on a daily basis. It was so bad that even she was now fulfilling, because in the district of aviation, they were given lunch vouchers. And this lunch voucher, instead of her eating,
Mm.
she used to pick eggs for us or
Okay.
chicken so that you can cook supper.
So yes.
Yes.
So your journey now,
Mm.
given that now we have about the
Yes,
time,
yes,
just
no
tell
problem.
us now at the time the challenges you had on the addiction and on managing the pain, your admission.
Okay.
And,
So
yeah.
many years, in Mombasa, I passed. I thank God that I passed.
Mhm.
Well, from 4 I passed, and I came to college in Nairobi.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same God.
Mm.
Now, when I came to college, first of all, let me give you a short statement, not story,
Mm.
but testimony. So the district civil aviation was changed to parastatal, and
Oh,
even I got money for my university.
from your mom's.
Yes.
Yes.
So I went to Jomo Kenyatta
Uh-huh.
University where I did my medical microbiology.
Mm-hmm.
So in the 4 years I finished, I came out and I started my master's. I went to Cambridge and I started my master's immediately. Then another challenge came, and the challenge was the hip again, my
Okay.
leg again. So that time when I was having my hip problem, I was doing my master's, my exams, and I was told I failed 3 units, so I discontinued.
That is which year?
That was 2011.
Now,
I was so depressed.
Etemesi,
Yes,
do you remember you told us at the beginning that the first doctor said you will not live
yes,
until 10 years?
yes.
But how old was it by the time you're now talking about?
Nice.
Those are the now the
When I
key
started,
things
yeah,
you
when
need to
I
tell
now
us. Yeah.
I passed because I remember when I was told 10 years, 10 years I passed.
Mm.
Yeah. So 11, 12, I started
Up
using
to
catches.
crutches.
I was told 18 will be a difficult year.
The same doctors.
But now 18, I passed.
You passed 18 because
18
they
I
were
passed.
hinting that you will not
Yes,
survive
exactly.
18. Yeah.
So I went back to the doctor, and this time they told me 20s will be very hard for me
To survive.
to survive. And now, even now, when I started getting the hip problem again, and they told me that's a sign that I'll not be making it. So, but at 24, I was doing my master's. I finished my campus.
24?
24, 26, I was there doing my master's.
Do you mind saying how old you are now?
No, I love the
Because
reason
these
I
are
love
testimony.
the reason I love telling my age is because for you to see the hope. I am now 40. This year I'll be turning to
40.
41. Yes.
Wow.
This year I'll be turning to 41.
41.
41.
And the same doctors, what do they say? You didn't go back.
So now I discovered the reason why they were saying they can't leave because people used to die early. So they
The
didn't
fact
have
is, many people died early.
earlier. So they don't have notes for adults. So I'm one of their notes now.
Okay, so Etemesi, you have some special. Can you share with the viewers?
Yes.
Because I think we have about 15 minutes or 10
Okay.
minutes.
So
What is it that has enabled you to reach where you are?
nice.
Yes. Though you must have gone through issues on
Yes,
addiction.
I went through issues. Now I told you about the masters when I was discontinued. I started going on a depression, down on depression. But at a point, I got married when I was 30 years, and now that reality of getting married, and I don't have a stable job, a stable also profession, because I was not now in masters. But I was now in ministry, and in the ministry also I was told that there was no salary for me, so I was out.
You were a pastor.
I was a pastor. I was a trained pastor.
Trained pastor.
Yes,
Okay.
trained pastor. They told me there was no finances for church to sustain a pastor. So I was out and doing my own stuff. So I got into depression.
Okay.
And that depression, I found is a medicine that you used to get in hospital. Actually, when I was in pain, I used to get in emergency area. So someone brought it in my house and told me. And at first, we bought it because we thought it will save us a lot of money. Instead of going to the emergency room, we'll be using it at home.
Which medicine is this?
This is called pethidine. It's an opioid.
Pethidine is a strong
Yeah,
painkiller.
it's an opioid painkiller.
Addictive, eh?
So I started injecting myself one vial, then two vials alone. Now you don't have a doctor or a profession to restrict you. You don't have boundaries.
Yes.
So the body was at the and every time you take the dose, it's not enough today. The one that you used yesterday. So pole I started increasing until I reached 10 vials. And we reached 10 vials, we discovered there's a problem. So my wife and I started looking for help. Went to rehab. The first rehab we went to, there was no medical assistant there. It was just cold turkey. So
What's cold turkey?
Cold turkey is whereby you are just closed in a room for 90 days.
For the benefit of the viewers,
for the 90 days, so that you come out of the addiction. But now it became hard for me because I'd convulse. It would be so hard. The withdrawals were so bad, so bad. So the rehab itself requested my family to look for a hospital setup that has a rehab there. So we went to another hospital and finally found Oasis Hospital. In Kitusuru. That's where my help started coming.
Wow.
Yes.
And share with us, Etemesi, what did you experience in Oasis Hospital in Kitusuru? That made, because I hear you say that's where your health started coming.
Yes. I went there for a very good doctor, but I was given a team that helped me. And this team had spiritual therapists. Remember, I was a pastor.
Spiritual
therapist. and this spiritual therapy started doing inner healing on me. And this inner healing was about finding the cause of the pain, actually the foundation where the pain started. Now remember the fear that came when I was in primary school.
Oh, when they used to
beat me
corporal
and
punishment
corporal
when
punishment.
you came late.
Yes,
Uh,
that fear was the
remain.
foundation of me using painkillers, because I discovered and I use painkillers so that I cannot disappoint people.
So, Etemesi, you're saying some of the causes towards
The
your pain
triggers.
is not just the sickle cell,
No, it doesn't. The sickle
but
cell.
also the psychological
Yes, trauma.
trauma of what happened in
Exactly.
which caused the fear in
Yes,
you.
fear in me. Those fear. Now there's anxiety, because remember I started now. I have a family. I don't know how they eat. I don't know how they. So I started feeling anxiety. I remember my daughter saying I have severe anxiety and severe depression.
Okay.
At that time when she did the test on me.
So Oasis now, that's where you found
is
a team.
the team that now started. Then there was an addiction therapist.
Yes.
Who actually now helped me to fight the urges
Yes.
of wanting the drug every time.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then there was the psychologist and the normal counselor who discovered the psychosocial stressors around me, and
So
he
there are
worked all
many.
around that.
So what you discovered was that some of the factors to the pain was also stress, was also past fears in childhood.
Yes.
Also the sickle cell.
The
So
sickle
you
cell
also had a
itself.
doctor who was helping you.
Yeah, I had a
Doctor.
dermatologist there.
Yeah.
Yes,
So the whole team.
Yes, there was a bunch of doctors. I don't know what they're called, but a pack of doctors.
Yes.
Yes, who tried to come up to now started. My healing started from there.
Yes.
Yes.
Amen. That is great. So we're learning, viewers, that sometimes some of these conditions require a teamwork.
Yes.
Yeah. Not just a doctor with a prescription. It requires prayer and God.
Yes.
It requires as well people who are going to do counseling.
Yes.
People who are spiritual. I heard you talk about spiritual therapists. Who will dig deep to see.
Who will dig? That's called inner healing.
Inner healing.
Inner healing is a major. Some of us who are suffering, you are there at home and you're going through something and you even don't know. Sometimes it's generational that you don't know that your generation issue is a trigger to what you are going through. So inner healing helps you to look for those things.
So now we have the last 10 minutes. There are people asking questions, but just summarize your experience in 3 minutes. Then I'm going to read some of the questions people are asking.
So basically, these are hope for me, and there's always hope for you. I remember the verse that used to carry me along was Jeremiah 29:11.
Jeremiah
29:11. That they surely are hope for me, and they have good plans for you, and this plan is to give me a hope and a future. And also Proverbs 23:18, where this hope will not be cut off.
Okay.
This hope will not be cut off. Yes.
So the scriptures, reading the scriptures really empowered you and gave you hope and gave
this is
you
what
strength.
drove me.
Yeah.
That the hope that I have, it will never be cut off. That is from Proverbs 23:18. The hope that I have will never be cut off.
Viewers, scriptures, what else?
Then
part
also
of the holistic care.
the holistic care basically now is apart from the spiritual is now knowing your triggers, knowing your psychosocial your surrounding, and getting familiar with it and getting to know what actually is your trigger. Then also food, the nutrition part of it. Take a lot of water. I used to drink a lot of water when I was in hospital, which actually helped me. If you are there and you're in addiction and then you feel anxiety that you need the drug right now, try taking water. You see, then come and tell us how you're feeling, because water relaxes the body. Then there's also the part of the medicine, which people assume or have a negative notion about it. Medicines are not addictive. Medicines, there are ways when they are controlled and when they are prescribed, they can really help you. For you who doesn't get to sleep properly, when you get the right medicine and you get the right care, you'll be able to balance it off and you'll be able to sleep well. Yes.
Wow. So you had a different interventions.
Exactly.
Yeah. And your family, were
Yes.
they supportive? How was
Yeah, my family was supportive. My wife was supportive. But at some point, we are separated. But the separation was very good for us to come,
Mm-hmm.
for me even to wake up from my addiction. And
Okay.
but now we are together. We have been 10 years together, and we thank God. My son is now 80 years old, and we thank God for that.
So what do you do? What work are you doing right now as we
I am
before we take the questions? Yes.
I am a spiritual therapist at that place. I'm a part of the chaplaincy team,
Mm-hmm.
and we have even we have training modules for pastors, for lay leaders, for doctors, and it's found in Daktari online platform. So I am part of this team that comes up with what is needed as a part of the lead experience, and also as part of my medical background and my pastoral background. I'm able now to teach
Yeah.
and to train
Yeah.
people. Yes.
So viewers, in anybody interested in being trained on inner healing, to be trained on holistic care,
Exactly.
can actually consult you
Yes.
through the Oasis Hospital.
Through Oasis
And
Hospital.
we're going to give the number on the screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that you can contact them if instead you need, in case you need to refer.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Some of the questions. One is, I've often had people say that what we fear can end up making us stronger.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who was diagnosed with sickle cell at a very young age and told you might not live past 10, how do you feel that fear shaped your life and strength, and even directly and even indirectly?
Yeah. I love that, because sometimes you say fear, what you fear can make you stronger is actually when you know that fear, when you know that trigger of fear, when you know that fear, that thing you fear has no strength over you. Yeah. Me knowing about sickle cell, and me having hope in God, and knowing that this sickle cell, yes, I can have it, the condition, but I manage it well, and with the faith that I have in God, I can outlive it. That's when this fear did not overcome me, but overcame it.
You overcame it. Okay, okay. Then the next question is, as a child going through that, did you ever feel afraid of the future? Or were you too young to fully understand what was happening as a child?
Because now, when I started growing up, I discovered that people live with sickle cell, they actually die. But remember, I told you about the faith. The faith that I was introduced to made me know that God will not disappoint me. Especially when I started answering those small prayers of passing exams and all that. So I knew my future was secure. And that's why I even had the hope even of getting married. You know,
Wow.
you cannot ask a lady to marry you if you are not sure about the future. So
Okay.
because I used to paint the future to my wife, and
Yeah.
she agreed to that vision.
Because initially 10 years, and then you were told
Yes.
18, and then now 40 something.
Exactly.
So, was there a point in your life where you personally realized, I'm still here for a reason?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, when now I discovered that when I go to hostel and I give hope to people,
Mm-hmm.
and now even now when I got through addiction,
Mm-hmm.
and now I discover that there's a purpose for me even in the mental institution,
Mm-hmm.
and even in the rehabs, where when I speak, I see people, their lives getting transformed. Now I
Okay.
knew that my life is more than what I live for.
What you live for? Another last question, yes. For those of us watching who may be facing fear, whether health related or something else, what would you encourage us to hold on to?
I would encourage you to hold on to God.
Mm-hmm.
That is the pillar and the foundation of everything.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I tested Him with the small prayer that I made as a small, as an 11-year-old,
Wow.
and He came through.
Yes.
And even I remember when I was courting my wife, before even I courted her, I fasted for. I told God, if this is for me, I'll fast for her. And I gave and God gave me a very beautiful wife.
Yes.
When I fast, so God has proven God, and He has proven to be faithful.
Wow, you're a real testimony, Etemesi, and I want to thank you so much for sharing this very important information.
Yes.
Your story with sickle cell disease. Sickle cell disease is there, and it's quite common in Kenya, where the number of people have it. And the way you overcame the comments that the doctors had talked of, you not going up to 10 years.
Yes.
Then you went up to 20. Now you're
Yes.
going past 40.
Yeah.
And who knows, may go past 70 and above.
Yes.
Yeah. So the way, the hope that you have had, the diary of hope, and the importance of relying on God. Because you mentioned that your mother was prayerful at the beginning.
Yes.
And even when you were young, she never gave up.
Yes.
And even your prayers right now have been working. I think that's a testament for everybody that you've got to, that God has got to be in the agenda of your health and your life in general.
True.
And then another thing we've learned is when we are caring, and for people who are medics out there or hospitals, holistic care is what we talk about.
Exactly.
Not just medication only. You want therapy, psychological counseling, water, plenty of water, diet, yeah, and spiritual therapy, yeah, and inner healing. Next time, I think
And
you're
this
going to come
music,
and talk to us about what this
inner healing is.
Do we all need inner healing in our lives?
Yes, we all need it.
Everybody needs inner healing. You need to come and tell us, what is this inner healing?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you've also said that those you train, you're ready to do training for inner healing.
Yes.
So, people interested can also come.
And in our training, it's not inner healing alone. There is the psychological part, there's the medicinal part of the brain, whereby we'll have daktari there. We'll also have the counselor, basic counseling skills, and now inner healing and lived experiences, and now the trauma, the traumatic experience, how it affects your mental health.
So people, I hope you're going to register for that inner healing course. It's exciting. It's how many days?
It's a one-day training. It's a one-day
intensive training, but for those who need to do the actual practicum is longer, right?
It's longer, yes.
Yeah, but there's the first training, which is, I heard you say the other day, just an orientation intensive 1 day.
Yeah, 1 day.
But if you want to be an inner healer,
for inner healer,
then you go through. It can be 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Can be
customized
to your needs.
Yes.
Yes. So viewers, thank you very much for listening to us, and we hope that this conversation is going to guide you and help you, because even if it's not about yourself, there are so many people you probably know who are suffering the same way. It may not just even be sickle cell alone. It could be other conditions where they have even been told by some of our colleagues that you only have 2 years to live, and you end up going 20 years or more. So there's so much we have to learn, and I urge you to take interest in inner healing, spiritual therapy, and other things, but also for you all to know that there's a place, and we're going to put the number on the screen, where in case you're in need of any of these things, in terms of training or even therapy, please contact us. Mine is to say thank you and looking forward for Etemesi to come back again. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.